Hey everybody, I'm Graham Boyd, Xbox Live's AC Bongos, and Battlefield 1 is almost here, so I've come to the DICE studios in Stockholm, Sweden to get top tips for you to be ready to enter the battlefield. And who better to start with than the game's design director? It's Lars Gustafsson. How are you, Lars?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I think you're going to have the best tips for Battlefield 1 players, so let's get started.
We have designed the different classes to provide different options. For me, when I play on the battlefield, I always want to assess the situation and go in there accordingly. Hear the incoming vehicles. As you hear them coming, prepare your battlefield, place out the 80 mines. You can even plan for them trying to outsmart you, and there I often try to set the dynamite where I expect them to come.
I'll start with how I started in Battlefield in general. So for all the players out there who are not necessarily familiar with the franchise, I will say might be a good idea to start playing as support or medic. You can actually rank up pretty quickly by resupplying health or ammunition to your team.
It's a good way to get used to the squad system as well, right?
Exactly, and people all around you are gonna love you.
If we see that there's a lot of snipers out, but there's a fog that just came in with the dynamic weather, change it up. The most successful teams are the teams that actually have a good combination of all the classes and can heal and revive each other and give each other ammo and support and taking out specific targets.
When you know you're targeted by, a bombardment or by enemy fire, etc., you might think that running away or anything, but actually going prone makes you such a small target that you're gonna get much safer.
Make sure you take out those tanks. Help out your teammates, spot the tank if you cannot take it out yourself, but help out and try to take that out as fast as possible, because those, if they get to dominate, then they are really quite powerful, so focus on that.
Sometimes if you, for example, you're playing with your squad, it's not the best situation maybe to choose the light tank, because only you will fit into the light tank. Yeah. Maybe if you're running with two of your buddies, jump into the Mark V, because that is a 3-man tank. You can actually expand the amount of seats in the Mark V and make it into a 5-man tank. So look into your tanks available and choose the right vehicle for the right situation.
When you have the bayonet equipped on your weapon, you can charge really fast. You just charge shouting. It's a very impressive attack. But it's actually a valid way to escape enemy fire, because when you're bayonet charging, you're actually going way faster, sprinting way faster than you would otherwise. However, it's a double-edged sword, because once you have finished your bayonet charge, you actually are tired, and so you're much slower and you can't aim and all of that. So it's a valid way to escape enemy fire if you know that you're going to end up at the end of your charge into a safe spot.
If players aren't used to playing a certain class, like for me, for instance, I never play Scout. What is the best way to start playing that and to get used to it and get proficient at it?
The first thing that I think that you need to be aware of is the kind of ranges that the class is excelling in. So with the sniper class, of course, there's a long range that it excels at. Don't worry, kind of test it out, see how it goes. Battlefield becomes so much bigger when you do play all the different classes and learn all the different gadgets. And the good thing about playing a class that you didn't know so well is now you know a good way to counter it the next time you meet one. So there's some positives on that end as well.
In the old games, we often had buildings that when they took enough of beating, they crumbled in the same way. This time around, we redesigned it, so if you blow out the side of the building, it will crumble in that part. And as such, you can really use it as a tool to take out enemies. But if you're on the receiving end and in the building, remember, when you see the building coming down, run up into a corner and you will be much more likely to not be hit by debris. Try to rely on your natural instincts and you'll be fine.
Love that. Lars, thank you very much. There you go. So don't just check your corners, hide in them as well. It'd be a good idea. All right, there's your top tips for Battlefield 1. It's coming out very soon. I hope you've been taking notes. We'll see you on the battlefield.